It's mailbag time here, so if you guys want to get set up on the best male grooming products, head on over to manscaped.com/chat. Make sure you use promo code chat to save that extra 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So we go live every single Wednesday, at least I do. So if you want to get your questions featured, make sure you subscribe and watching our live shows. Let's go to Untouchable Raider 1960. I think the only reason why you're not touchable is because you're not using Manscaped. Use it! I think we can trade Carr for a first-round pick, which means we have 2 first-round picks in the draft, and say we sign a veteran quarterback in free agency. I'll take a receiver and offensive tackle to build on them. How about you? I do think that you could get a first-round pick for Carr. What's going to be interesting is what Carr does, right? I mean, he literally said he doesn't want to play for another NFL team, and he would rather retire than play for somebody else. So if I was a team, I don't know if I'd give up a first-round pick for something like that. But you are able to save some money. If you go out and sign a free agent, the free agent quarterbacks are not very good. I think if you're going to move on from Carr, you take an upgrade, which is either trading for Watson, Russell Wilson, or Aaron Rodgers. If you're unable to get any 3 of those players, then you probably look into the draft, and a new head coach is more than likely going to want to look into going out and getting his own quarterback in the draft. Let's go. Brady is the GOAT of GOATs. When Brady wins his 8th Super Bowl ring this postseason, will they rename the Lombardi Trophy after Brady? Well, Jack, I think this is a great question, and now we know what your burner account is. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but maybe. I mean, there's no doubt Brady is the GOAT of all GOATs, but the Brady Trophy, I just think the Lombardi just sounds better. Rolls off the tongue more. Let's go to Robert Bruce. Hello, Mitch. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Trace. Hello, everyone. Thanks for the hard work. Who poses the biggest threat to the Patriots? I think it's the Colts. I mean, the Colts definitely pose a threat. Their ability to be able to run the football late this season, it's been spectacular. I'll also say the Titans. I mean, the Titans are a major threat once Derrick Henry is able to come back, if he's able to come back. The Buffalo Bills, they're a legit team from top to bottom, and it's probably going to be the only teams that I say are a legit threat right now to New England, at least in the AFC. So we just talked about the AFC, but what about the NFC? Because the NFC to me there's a lot of teams. Like in terms of being a threat overall, the Bucs are legit. I'd probably, if I were to do my NFL power rankings, the top 3 teams would come out of the NFC. Cardinals, Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I want you guys to let me know who is the best team in the NFC as it stands right now. Let's go to Brandon Marshall, the receiver or the linebacker. Let me know. Should the Broncos draft Desmond Ridder? Oh, boy. More quarterback drafts for Denver. Personally, Denver to me has a very good overall roster between defense and between offense. If I was a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, like Russell Wilson, I would definitely consider Denver because of all those skill position players. So if you're Denver, you first try to get either Rodgers, you either try to get maybe Deshaun Watson, or you go out and try to get Russell Wilson. If you swing and miss on all of those players, then sure, maybe you have a chance to get Ridder. But the one thing Denver does have, I believe they have 5 picks in the top 3 rounds of this upcoming draft. Yep, I just got a thumbs up from Matthew Pederson. I'm glad he didn't give me the other finger. So he gave me the thumbs up. So I would actually say, yes, you could take a chance on Ridder, but I wouldn't take him in the first round. You would hope that maybe he falls the second. Maybe you take a quarterback in the third, but that's not somebody that you want to really, truly build around then. Let's go to Tommy Motti. What is the Falcons' biggest need in the draft? I'd probably say offensive line because I think right now Matt Ryan has been sacked at least one time in every single game this season, and he's just been getting beat up. I'll also go ahead and say cornerback's a major need. I mean, for Atlanta, you do have definitely some pieces there, but offensive line is probably the biggest one, so I'm probably going to go ahead and say that. Let's go to the general store. Did A-Rob, I think you mean digress, skill-wise, or the Bears' fault for his lackluster season? It's Matt Nagy. It's the Chicago Bears. Allen Robinson has been able to produce with Blake Bortles. He's been able to produce with Mitchell Trubisky and just a whole bunch of other just disastrous quarterbacks at his time with Jacksonville. The only time he's ever struggled has been this season. I don't know why he's not targeted. I can make the argument he is the most underutilized wide receiver in the National Football League. So I'm going to say it's the Bears. It's Matt Nagy. Fire Nagy. A-Rob's the real deal. Michael Kerr. Matthew Petey is a Bronco fan. first, right? I believe he maybe is. I don't really know. I know he runs our Broncos channel. But I'll also say this. My biggest pet peeve from being an NFL host here at Chat Sports is just because a guy runs a channel doesn't mean that they have to be a fan of the team. I would rather somebody give me their 100% honest truth instead of them being a fanboy. So, Petey, though, I do know he likes the Broncos, but I don't know if he's a Broncos fan first. Let's go to Jordan DePena. What do you think that the Chiefs should improve? Oh, boy. I would say probably finding another wide receiver that can be reliable. Tyreek Hill's amazing, but not nearly enough people are talking about his drop issues. I mean, he's had really bad drop issues this year. Travis Kelce hasn't been as elite as what we've seen in the past. So I'd go out and try to find another option for the Chiefs. Also, maybe trying to go out and find another safety would be a probably good pick overall, but Kansas City's still an unbelievable team. There's no doubt about it. The best men's grooming products on the market, and my personal favorite is the Lawnmower 4.0. The battery life on this thing is incredible. You can get in those hard-to-reach places with the light on the edge. If you need something, maybe an awesome gift for the holidays, this is an absolutely amazing deal. So the Lawnmower 4.0, make sure you guys go ahead and get the hookup. It's going to be in the comments. It's going to be in the description, manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring today's show. Now, if you guys want to get those questions on, hashtag NFL or Super Chat, let's go to Crystal Ball to use Manscaped. If you were the Dolphins and could only extend Mike Gesicki or Emmanuel Ogbah, who would you pick and why? Thanks. I love Mike Gesicki. I think he is a phenomenal tight end. I just think I'm probably going to go with Emmanuel Ogbah because he's a really, really solid elite edge rusher. Plus, his ability to be able to bat down balls, shout out to Manscaped, is also very impressive. Also, the fact that Miami went out and drafted Hunter Long, which I think was a wasted pick in the third round out of Boston College. If I had to pick, I'll go with Ogbah just because I think edge rusher is a bigger need than tight end. Now, if you guys want to go out and hit that, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button for daily NFL news and rumors, and to make sure that you never miss a thing, don't be that friend that's sitting at a bar, restaurant, I don't care where you are at work, and you're like, wow, did you hear about XYZ? And you're like, what are you talking about? That guy, he doesn't play for that team for 3 years. That's not going to happen if you subscribe to Chat Sports. So hit that sub button, and underneath every single video, you're going to see a bell. Click that bell, click all to turn on your notifications. And I want you guys to try to be the very first people to comment on our video. So the people who I know have the notifications turned on and are a part of our first comment club, on December 6th, we released the video here at Chat Sports. Here were the top 5 commenters, the first people to comment. It's Snoopy, Lively's Report, XX Sanchez, XX88. That just sounds like somebody that uses Manscaped. Jonathan Miller and NB. Major shout out to all y'all. Appreciate you for supporting the channel. Let's go to Neria Osborne. Will the Dolphins keep their streak alive and make the playoffs? I mean, it's a hell of a streak. They were 1-7. If you're Miami, you need to win out, I think, to have the best chance of making the playoffs. If they do win out, you're 10-7. I think you got a shot. The issue is this. You have very winnable games. You just finished the season out with Tennessee, and your final game is up against New England. That's obviously not a very simple game. Let's go to Buck Skull Gang in the house. Who be number 1 seed in the NFC? Well, right now the number 1 seed in the NFC is the Arizona Cardinals, but I personally believe that the Green Bay Packers with a 14-3 record will finish the year as the number 1 seed. What up, Juan? If the Raiders could win out, can they make the playoffs at 11-6? Yes, the Raiders would absolutely, locked and loaded, make the playoffs at 11-6. To be honest, even if the Raiders only win 4 out of their next 5 games, the fact that Las Vegas plays Kansas City, the Cleveland Browns, the Denver Broncos, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Chargers, you have a lot of tiebreakers there. So that was my projected AFC playoff picture. Obviously, I have the Raiders finishing with an 8-9 record, but yes, there is a chance for them to make it. Now, one of the awesome games that we got going on, actually, I don't know. This is an old question. All right, let's go to this one. We got the Cardinals and the Rams. This is the Monday Night Football game, the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Let me know who you guys got in this matchup. It's probably the top game of the week. Type C for the Cardinals or I want you to go ahead and type R for the Los Angeles Rams. Let me know who you got. I'm going to go ahead and type my C for Arizona. Let's go to Gray Skies. Fansided did an article saying Carr should be the Browns' top offseason target. Is it realistic? Is it realistic? Probably not. I mean, would Derek Carr be an upgrade over Baker Mayfield? Yes, obviously. And I think Carr would probably be pretty successful with Cleveland. They have a really good offensive line. They have a good defense. It's just Carr has also said that he doesn't know if he wants to go there. The other issue is this for Cleveland. What do you do with Baker Mayfield? Because if I'm the Raiders, I want nothing to do with Baker. There's a 0% chance that I would ever want Baker Mayfield to be my quarterback. So that's where the major issue is. But would Carr succeed in Cleveland? Yeah, I think he would. Let's go to London Locks. Will Tom Brady make it to the Super Bowl? If so, give me a percentage of him making it there. I would say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers making it to the Super Bowl is probably an 8, 9, 10% chance. 10% chance is probably high. I'll go ahead and say 5%. Usually people with percentages are drastically wrong. It's just because that's the way people are like, oh, Tom Brady, 50% chance. Probably not. I'm going to go ahead and say 5 to 10% chance the Bucs make it to the playoffs. Now, if you haven't already, please don't be afraid. Hit me up on Instagram. I'm trying to, always up my IG game, doing IG lives, answering your questions. So if you didn't get your question answered here, I'll do my best to make sure I answer it on Instagram, MitchellRenz365. Now, one of my favorite drinks around the holidays is eggnog, and now that the holidays are here, I've been trying to lay off a little bit, but I went to a chat sports party over the weekend hosted by Harrison Graham and his wife. She made some kick-ass eggnog, and I had a few glasses, I'm not going to lie. But do you guys like eggnog? Because my mom, if I buy it for the house, she hates it. Like, she will not drink it. She just thinks it's the most disgusting thing ever. But do you like eggnog? 1 for yes or type 0 for no. I could see Matthew Pederson liking the consistency of eggnog. He seems to want to swallow anything like that consistency. So let me know. Do you like eggnog? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Let me know. Let's go to Ball So Hard 41. Thoughts on the Vikings hiring Doug Pederson? I think Pederson would be an upgrade, no doubt about it, over Zimmer. And for a lot of NFL teams out there, you're probably going to have a handful of them that are going to be looking for a new head coach. It's really difficult to be able to find a head coach that has a Super Bowl ring. And I also think that the Eagles are going to regret in a few years letting Pederson go because I think he is a really good head coach. There was drama around Carson Wentz. He brought the first Super Bowl ever there to Philadelphia. I personally say yes, he would be a good hire for Minnesota, and he'd be a good hire for a lot of NFL teams. Let's go to Robert. Can the Patriots win the Super Bowl? Of course they can. You got the greatest coach of all time with Bill Belichick. You're 9-4. You're the number 1 seed in the AFC. If you finish as the 1 seed, there's not going to be any team that wants to go to New England in the middle of January and try to beat Bill Belichick. So, yes, absolutely, Patriots can win a Super Bowl, but God, I hope it doesn't happen. Let's go to Jillian Callahan. Which two teams do you think will play in the Super Bowl? If I was a betting man and I were to say, all right, here are the teams that have the best chance of doing it, I'm probably going to say the Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I wouldn't want it to happen, but I'm a betting man. That's what I would say. The Super Bowl that I want to see is the Arizona Cardinals and then the Buffalo Bills. I'd be happy to see Kyler or Josh Allen win one.